In the year 2007, a movie was released that shook the culinary world to its very core. Never again will people say that a rat can never be a chef. The year is now 2025, and as we all know, the world of Pokemon has trouble keeping up with the times. There are some sick freaks out there who still to this day believe a rat can never be a Pokemon champion. Despicable. These little guys don't just carry disease, they're quick, clever, they drive a little car, wear little suits, and that's just Stuart Little. The Pokemon franchise has an abundance of little ratties that pack a punch and look adorable while doing it, so today I aim to prove the naysayers wrong by beating Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with a team of mice, rats, guinea pigs, really anything that I can find that is rodent adjacent. I hope you like electric types. Rules are on screen, let's dive right in. Our journey begins like usual. I come downstairs and I'm greeted by our domesticated rodent, Squovit. Good morning to you, sir. I'm off to become the champion of rat Pokemon. No, you can't come. Sorry. When it comes time to pick our starter, there are no rats to speak of, but there is a cat, which is just plain offensive. Right, well, you can come with us for now, but don't think I forgot about your history with mice, Tom. After rummaging through the grass, I found a Pawmi that looks just rat enough to join the team. Welcome to the Rat Pack, Jerry. Oh, this is awkward. Anyway, now the rat race can begin. Jerry begins to earn his keep right away when we fight Arven. I realized we've got a Pawmi with the ability Static, so he's got a chance of paralyzing anything that touches him. Kind of like rats in real life, but with leptospirosis instead of paralysis. Don't go touching rats, kids. Anyway, we take down Arven pretty easily, once again disappointing a Squovit. Poor little guy just wants to be a part of the team, man. Speaking of which, I would like to add another Pokemon to the squad, and I found a Pichu that'll fit right in. Shh, he's sleeping. Wake up, we're going for an adventure! I named him Ash for obvious reasons, because it rhymes with trash. And rats love trash, obviously. Hello, my beautiful Pokemon people. I just wanted to take a second to talk to you about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Wait, now I know what you're thinking. Okay, here we go, Raid Shadow Legends, and, well, yeah. But they did hook us up with something amazing that you can get at the end of this segment. If you're wondering, here are some things I like about Raid. If you're getting tired of waiting for the new Pokemon game for new content, well, Raid has an endless amount of content, and they have a ton of great champions that you can collect, much like Pokemon. They also have the most advanced PvE content out there on the market, and you can play the game on your PC, so you can experience those AAA graphics straight from your own gamer chair. Also this month, you can get the amazing legendary champion Green Warden Roark for free by using the code TreeHugger. New users only, though. He's part of the newest faction added to the game, the Sylvan Watchers, and is an absolute tanky boy with his passive that protects your other champions with an extra shield buff after they take more than 10% of their HP and damage. Pretty sweet, huh? And that's free. There has never been a better time to start playing Raid. Hop in now and join my clan, Daddy Q's house. And new users who use my link to download the game will get Tagoar and Tayrel upon reaching level 15 and a whole bunch of other stuff worth $60, all for free. And players can use one of these promo codes to get a legendary champion as well. Monkey King to get a legendary Sun Wukong, Desert Queen to get the legendary Tuhanarak, get Alice to get Alice, get Loki to get Loki, and of course Tree Hugger to get Green Warden Roark. Thank you to Raid for sponsoring today's video. Now back to it. Time for us to battle Nemona and see what Ash is made of. You know, I talked a bit of smack about Sprigatito before, but because of him, Nemona has a Quaxly, so we're at a type advantage. Unfortunately, Ash is still quite weak, so I try my best to plant a couple smooches on Quaxly to paralyze him. He goes down and we're left to face off against her Pawmi. Aw, such a little cutie. Whoa, not cool. So I pull out my Pawmi to show her Pawmi who has the better Pawmi. Spoiler alert, it's Pawmi! She does put up a good fight as we hang on with only 2 HP, but we still claim victory on this one. Next, I fight the Team Star Grunts and their team of rats, and it was at this moment as I looked at my team of small, early game rodents, I started to think, have I become an NPC? But there's no time to litter my mind with such thoughts. My rats need me to focus. Ash gets KO'd by a Shroodle, but leaves them with a paralysis on the way out. Now that's the type of commitment we're gonna need on this team. But if this battle showed me anything, it's that our team is pretty weak. We've got some serious training we need to do if we're gonna finish this challenge. So it's time to venture off into the wild and turn our mice into men. Oh boy. You know something, Pichu? You're lucky you're cute. Next, I found a Shroodle that reminded me of the one that nearly killed us earlier. We don't have a poison type on our team. Hang on. What is Shroodle supposed to be? Oh, a shrew. Hang on. What is a shrew? Uh-huh. Small mole-like mammals. Yep, that's mouse enough for me. I'll take one. But I don't want just any Shroodle. Oh, no. I want a super Shroodle with the right nature and ability. Look, the Rat Pack is an elite club. You gotta meet a certain criteria. I know, unfair. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. I actually do. So after about an hour of digging through the grass, looking for Shroodle, I finally happened upon the perfect specimen. Check him out, he's got a jolly nature for speed and the ability Unburden for more speed. Absolute perfection. I shall crown thee King Julian. Welcome to the team, Your Highness. We're really starting to build momentum here as Pichu's affection towards us was somehow high enough to evolve into Pikachu. And honestly, I'm thinking we're ready to hit the gym. Ah yes, the obligatory early game bug type gym. Taking down this pastry chef will be a piece of cake. Starting things off, King Julian is able to subdue Katie's Nimble and Tarantula, but does unfortunately die in the process. No biggie, good old reliable Pikachu will save the day. Uh-oh. No, not Jerry! Okay, she beat us. New plan. Maybe if we start with Jerry, we can... No! God! King Julian, make it go away! Oh God, oh God, oh God! Maybe they were right. Maybe a rat can never be a Pokemon master. Daddy Q! Cynthia? Don't give up on your team. Remember, anyone can cook. Anyone can be a champion. You just gotta believe. Oh, and be sure to smash that motherfucking like button too. Okay, thanks, bye! Whoa, did I just have an epiphany? Yeah, I think I did. All right, Rat Pack, let's go crush some bugs. With the newfound sense of confidence, I marched right back into the gym for the third time, and this time, it's all or nothing. She sends out her Nimble, but this time I'm prepared. Pikachu delivers enough Thundershocks to paralyze this little guy, and he goes out nice and peaceful. Next up is Tarantula. It takes out Pikachu, but luckily our team is full of Pikachus, and I send Palmy out to finish the job. Never mind. All right, Julian, show them who's the king. King Julian is able to outspeed Tarantula, of course, but our work here isn't done. We still gotta fight a friggin' grizzly bear, albeit a baby bear, but have you seen our team? Anyway, we managed to poison the Teddiursa, but he's hitting us hard. Luckily, we managed to make him flinch, which is enough for things to start shifting back in our favor. Things really come down to the wire, but the poison manages to do its job, and the little bear finally goes night-night. That's what I'm talking about. Way to go, King Julian. The rest of you, do better. We snag our well-earned gym badge, and now we only have 7 more to go. Oh, right. Well, we better get back to training. Here, Pikachu, why don't you fight, this guy? Oh, quit being so dramatic. Come on. Luckily, King Julian knows how to finish the job, and the Rock Titan goes down fairly easily. But Pikachu is in desperate need of better moves, so I taught him Disarming Voice so he can at least deal some neutral damage. We're going to need that since the next gym is a grass type, though I have a funny feeling King Julian will be taking the lead on this one. Brassius casually drops in and the stage is set. I send Jerry into battle to paralyze his Petlil, which works like a charm. Step 2, slowly chip away with quick attacks. Yes, I see the irony in that. Jerry takes like 2 naps in the process and then wakes up to a finishing Mega Drain. Then I guess he goes back to sleep, and now I'm done messing around. King Julian, time to move it! His Majesty practically sweeps the rest of the team before finally getting KO'd, but don't worry, he takes Sudowoodo with him. And with that, we kicked Brassius's ass and snagged ourselves a shiny new badge. With that out of the way, I set my sights on the next challenge, the Sky type. Oh yes, Pikachu, you heard me right. Get that Thundershock ready, little boy, okay? I did a little grinding beforehand, during which Jerry evolved into, Jerry again, and Bombardier goes down easy peasy. I got so excited that I ran around in circles for a while. I ran in circles over here, I ran in circles up here. Oh, Gee, I must have ran about 100,000 steps in game. I was so excited. And then suddenly out of nowhere, Jerry evolved. Again, I think. It's hard to tell with this line. I suppose the safest way to tell is by throwing him in front of a car and seeing if he can handle it. Ah, see? He's a fake. Just kidding, we just need to alter our approach. I took the time before rematching Hakumo to teach Jerry low kick. See, in this gen, low kick inflicts higher damage depending on the foe's weight, and well, if you hadn't noticed, our foe is pretty darn heavy. Sure enough, the plan works like a charm, and Jerry is able to solo Hakumo's team. Speaking of teams, I think we've earned ourselves a new catch, don't you think? And I know just the right rodent. Oh, Squovit! It's finally your time to shine, bud! In fact, I ended up catching about 10 Squovits to make sure we bring the best possible Squovit into the club. After a lengthy audition process, we finally found the perfect little fella. No Squovits were physically harmed in this process, but I can assure you that many Squovits were emotionally harmed. That's showbiz, baby. I decided on a brave nature to boost his physical attack while sacrificing his already pretty low speed. Now, what to name you? Well, you're a chipmunk, so Theodore. After the 26th US President Theodore Roosevelt, of course, best known for champion conservation, breaking up corporate monopolies, and of course expanding America's global influence. That's the kind of Theodore that can roll with the Rat Pack, not that chubby little guy from Alvin and the Chipmunks, if that's what you were thinking. He's weak and a coward. And I hate cowards. Moving on, we've got a gym leader to fight. But first, another run-in with Nemona. Luckily for us, Nemona is becoming less of a threat as time goes on. For example, she's still using a little baby Palmy, whom we flatten with Jumbo Jerry over here. Time to battle Iono. And the first attempt goes pretty well, until I once again forgot that Miss Magus has Levitate, so our dig attack is useless. So I tried again, this time by teaching Mud Slap to King Julian. I think you all know where this is going. Yeah, boneheaded move on my part. Levitate gains immunity to all ground-type moves. I tried challenging her a third time, but she kept confuse-raying my team to the point where they just started punching themselves in the face, so boneheaded moves all around. Rest assured, we were able to take her down on the fourth try. This is all about trial and error, adapting to your situation. So I put a person berry on King Julian so that when he inevitably gets confused, he can activate his unburden ability and hit back with increased speed. Big brain move! Iono's Miss Magus finally goes down, and surprise, surprise, King Julian carried the team again. Look, we're just barely squeaking by, and the Rat Pack is getting pissed at me. Frankly, I don't blame them. I'm failing them as a leader. So to boost team morale, I got the new Pikachu-themed Rotom phone cover. Pretty cute, right? Well, I feel better, but I also gave Pikachu a Thunderstone, and now we've got a new chunky boy on the team. Theodore might have gotten a bit jealous because he chose to evolve as well, becoming the ultimate chunk, and look at him. How do you compete with that? I guess with a truck. Okay, no worries, we'll just shift our strategy again. The plan was to go maximum chonk with Theodore and pile as many stockpiles as possible onto him. Now he's an impenetrable wall of defense, a Herculean mass of immovable... Oh, and it knows clear smog. Okay, so much for that plan. Alright, playtime is over. Time to get serious. On our third or fourth rematch against Mela, we start the battle off with Theodore against her Torkoal. It has the ability Drought, which immediately sets up a Sunny Day on entry. This powers up its already powerful stab-type fire moves. But Theodore can absorb most of these hits. However, we do catch a burn pretty early on in the battle, and it's already not looking great. Luckily, we gave him an Oran Berry to restore some HP, and he has the ability Cheek Pouch that restores 33% more HP after eating a berry. Basically, Theodore's only strategy at this point is to stall with stockpiles and swallows until that Sunny Day wears off, because his Mud Slaps are really not doing the trick. One eternity later, Theodore goes down, but still manages to wear down Torkoal just enough for Raichu to come in and finish the job. Facing off against Revavroom, we lose Raichu pretty quickly thanks to a combination of Speed Boost, Screech, and Blazing Torque. King Julian's turn to rain terror upon... Oh, okay, never mind, he's out. But that's okay because I've prepped Jumbo Jerry to be the secret weapon we need. See, I gave him the black belt to hold on to, an item that boosts the attack power of fighting type moves. Using low kick is already optimized since Revavroom is so heavy and weak to fighting type moves. But now we get that added power bonus to finally take down Mela. We barely hang on, and thank goodness it's finally over. But our challenge is far from done. After some more grinding, King Julian evolves into Grafaiai, and I already know what you're thinking. Quinn, that's clearly not a rodent. Grafaiai is based on the eye, a long-fingered lemur native to Madagascar. This is true. However, I caught King Julian as a shrew, which is a rodent. Now, I could release him, but how could I respect the king like that? After everything he's done for the Rat Pack. Plus, according to Wikipedia, the eye is known for having rodent-like teeth. So, there's still a bit of rodent left in him, which is good enough for me. King Julian stays. Any objections? Take it up with the king. Alrighty, with that out of the way, the run continues with Orthworm, the Steel Titan. Ah yes, a 680-pound steel-type worm. I wonder how our black-belted low kick would fare against Great Googly Moogly. Look at that damage. Yeah, note to self, don't mess with Jumbo Jerry. Speaking of which, our next gym is a water gym, and we just so happen to have 2 electric types. And done! With the 4th gym badge under our belt, we're half of the way to challenging the Elite Four. So, let's keep things moving. Since it happened, I've been feeling a little bit embarrassed by Theodore's Mud Slap performance during the Mela battle, so I decided to upgrade the move to Earthquake, which packs significantly more of a punch. So I breezed through the 5 trainers in the Asado Desert to get myself the Earthquake TM and taught it to Theodore. I also gave him the moves Rest and Sleep Talk to really utilize the stall tactics that have been pretty much the only thing working for him. Now that Theodore has harnessed the ability to make the very earth itself quake before him, it's time to challenge the poison-type boss, Atticus. I start off the battle by letting Jerry chip away at him with some digs, managing to KO his Skuntank before getting a fatal bulldoze from Revavroom. I send King Julian out to take care of his Revavroom and Muck before the mighty king is slain by the Navi Starmobile. A hero's death. But it doesn't matter, with a Petraberry tucked safely betwixt his cheeks, Theodore proved his worth in a redemption story for the ages. Atticus is defeated, and at this point, I'm really starting to become one with my rats. This couldn't have come at a better time, because our next challenge is none other than the gym leader, Larry. Larry opens with Kamala, who gets us with a yawn right off the bat. Theodore puts in some earthquake damage before falling asleep. Had I remembered I literally just taught him Sleep Talk, I would have used it. But Theodore wakes up pretty quickly from his nap, and he's pissed. Kamala is KO'd, and Theodore eats a pretty heavy drill run from Larry's Dudunsparce. Luckily, we hit right back at him with a counter before eventually getting KO'd. I'm not too concerned because King Julian comes out next to banish Dudunsparce to the Shadow Realm. Finally, Larry's Staraptor is taken care of thanks to Raichu's Thunderbolt and Jerry's Low Kick. Sorry, Lair Bear. Better luck next video. While I was riding the high of this winning streak, I got into a little physical altercation with Nemona, despite being slightly underleveled and, well, you see, officer, I was just playing with my friend Nemona, having a Pokemon battle, and everything was going fine. My greeting took down her whole team fair and square until she sent out her mean old Quaquavel, who beat us up, all of us, even our electric type. I tried to stop it, but he had the ability speed boost. It all happened so fast. Arrest her! Yeah, that's right. In the spirit of the theme of this run, I tried to rat her out to the police. It was a full-on assault. You could probably even consider it harassment. Probably. Anyway, the cops didn't do anything to help. Maybe I'll have to do a pig-only run next. So we're left to deal with Nemona on our own. Not a problem. The Rat Pack has beaten her before. We can do it again. We'll just have to do a little bit of training, get the team nice and strong, and oh my god. We're able to wipe her entire team, no problem. But as soon as that Quaquaval comes out, it's game over. On the third go-round, I opted to open with Jerry and let him take care of her Lycanroc and Goomy. He gets KO'd by her Palmo, embarrassing, but King Julian is able to clean up after. Okay, it's Quaquaval time. King Julian chips away at a little under half of Quack's HP before the speed boost starts kicking in. The mighty King Julian falls once again in battle so that we can set up Theodore to tank another hit and retaliate with a counterattack. And bada bing, bada boom, Quaquaval goes down and the Rat Pack once again comes out on top. After that battle, I decided to give the team a much-needed vacation. So we take a quick detour to Kitakami Island to level up before the Ghost-type gym and see if we can catch a new team member along the way. Full disclosure, the original plan was to catch more Peko to add to the team, and I spent way longer than I'd like to admit looking before realizing that Morpeko is a Violet-exclusive Pokemon. So much for my hopes and dreams. I headed to the Tag Tree Thicket to drown my sorrows when all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I found a Mimikyu. Now, I know what you're thinking, but hear me out. He looks like a mouse, walks like a mouse, he meets the requirements, okay? Alright, I will name you Jigsaw. Also, being a ghost fairy type, Mimikyu gives our team some more diversity. Right now, we're mostly normal and electrics. Next, I got the TM for Crunch, which will be super helpful for the next gym. Wait, excuse me? Doth my eyes deceive me? A shiny young goose, you say? I wasn't planning on having one of these on my team, but I'll catch him anyway because it's, you know, a shiny? Duh. I named him Young Goose since he told me he's an up-and-coming rapper, and that's, of course, his stage name. Unfortunately, he'll be getting boxed since... wait. An adamant nature, and he's a physical attacker, huh? Alright, screw it. It's the rodent run after all. Welcome to the team, Young Goose. Just like that, the Rat Pack is at capacity. Sorry, Tandemouse. Not today. Pretty soon after, Young Goose evolved into Gumptious, which makes his name much more confusing. Yeah, I didn't really think that one through, but we're sticking with the bit. Time to take down the next gym. Rhyme's ghost type shouldn't pose too much of a threat since half of our team are normal types. All we really needed were Jerry and King Julian, who were able to solo Rhyme's entire team thanks to the moves Foul Play and Crunch. Too easy, baby. Too easy! Badge, please! Now isn't the time to get cocky though, since up next is the Ground Titan, which I was pretty worried about beforehand. Like, half of our team is weak to ground and the rest are neutral, so we're in for an uphill battle for sure. Great Tusk lets out a mighty roar, but we're standing strong. I sent out Jerry to get as much damage in with close combat as possible, and he manages to chip off about 25% before getting absolutely clapped. Theodore jumps out to deliver an Earthquake right back at him, but it doesn't do nearly enough damage. He's got Brick Break? Oh, we're in trouble, aren't we? I sent King Julian out to do a little more damage on Great Tusk, but he goes down as well. Not to mention, Great Tusk's speed is boosted, but hopefully one of our little rats can actually outspeed. Luckily, Jigsaw knows Shadow Sneak, so we're able to chip off enough of his HP to get us to the second part of the battle where we can heal. Arven then swoops in to help us out, and together we're able to slay the mighty beast. Alright, now we can start getting cocky. Next on the agenda is Tulip's gym. First, she sends out her Farigiraf, and I decided ahead of time I'd let Jerry do as much damage as possible before fainting and allowing a clean switch into a better matchup. Whoa! Oh, slow down there, buddy. Save some damage for the rest of us. Nah, I'm just kidding. Bite him again. Jumbo Jerry chows down some more, but he can't finish the job. So I sent in King Julian to put this giraffe to bed. Now, I know I'm playing a risky game here since his highness is weak to psychic, but we're fast as frick, boy. And his Gardevoir, being part fairy, is weak to poison. So we outspeed, and the queen is slain by the king. Espathra does take us out here, but Greedent is unafraid. He could beat this bird in his sleep, which he does. Finally, Tulip sends her Florges out to play, and I sacrifice Greedent to make a clean switch into Jigsaw. You want to play? Trust me, nobody wants to play a game more than Jigsaw. This game is called Shadow Claw. Game over. Okay, that's 7 down, 1 more to go. For this gym, I'll need a surprise secret weapon. Just you wait. I marched right into Grusha's gym, stared him straight in the eye, and even though I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt atop this snowy tundra, things began to heat up. First order of business is Grusha's Frostmoth. Being an ice bug type, it's 4 times weak to fire. Now, remember when I said I had a secret weapon in store? Burn! Burn! Uh-oh. Well, that was fun while it lasted. Luckily, Jigsaw is fast enough to Shadow Sneak the Arctic to death. Next is Titan is taken care of by King Julian, who is then able to land a poison on his Altaria before going down. But don't worry, I got one more trick up my sleeve as Big Boy Jumbo Jerry one-shots Altaria with the close combat. And with that, our final gym badge has been acquired. But you know something? I'm feeling like we could get more out of this run. With all the rodent Pokemon in the region, why limit ourselves? Besides, I've got my heart set on one beefy boy who can hit the Elite Four like a truck. That's right, I'm going to Frankenstein myself the most powerful Azumarill science will allow. First step, catch myself a Hariyama. Why? Well, I want Azumarill to have the move Belly Drum, which is an egg move. And in this generation, we don't need to send them to the daycare and dim the lights. No, in order to transfer an egg move, all we gotta do is host a tea party. Okay then. But hey, Hariyama is pretty amped about the idea, so for you, we'll put together the best tea party picnic you can imagine before you are forever banished to the PC. Step 2 is to catch the perfect Azumarill. After multiple attempts, we finally got ourselves an Azumarill that is tough enough to meet our standards. He's got an adamant nature for boosted attack, the ability huge power to double it, and I named him Bubbles. Alright, step 3, give Bubbles the mirror herb to hold on to. Step 4, start the tea party and let science do the rest. This is nice. And just like that, our Belly Drum Azumarill is ready. Now, we may be finished with the gym leaders, but obviously our work isn't done before we take on the Elite Four. The next target of my wrath is Ortega and his fairy types. He opens with his Azumarill, which I would have been able to take down with Raichu had we not missed Thunder 3 times in a row. But I digress. Jigsaw is able to finish the job, but then his Wigglytuff takes us out not long after. Okay, not our best performance, but I feel good about our odds with King Julian. He is a poison type after all. He takes out Wigglytuff and Darkspun just fine, but then it's Revavroom's turn. It lands a Confuse Ray on us, but that doesn't scare me much because... Whoa, okay now. Dang it. Okay, so I wasn't expecting King Julian to beat himself to death. Looks like it's up to Theodore to... Oh, come on! Stop hitting yourself! What are you doing? Okay, redo. This time around, we had some better luck, and despite half our team taking themselves out in confusion, we managed to get Revavroom down to a sliver of HP that is so tiny, I seriously thought we won because I can't see it. Okay, all we need to do is land one more hit. But wouldn't you know, King Julian is confused. Okay, here goes nothing. Yes! That was a close one, but we managed to get through this battle, and it's time to celebrate with another picnic. During this picnic, I invited a Golduck so that Bubbles can learn Aqua Jet. A little priority stab never hurt anyone, right? Additionally, Jigsaw reached level 54 and learned Play Rough, which is perfect timing for the False Dragon Titan. Oh wait, False Dragon. That's right. Okay, so the Fairy Stab isn't totally necessary here, but water types don't scare me much as Raichu makes up for that pathetic Thunder situation from earlier. Okay, so Play Rough actually was helpful here, and as a reward, I taught Jigsaw Swords Dance for some extra strength that we'll be needing later. Now on to the final leader before the Elite Four. Team Star's fighting type boss, Airy. I'm definitely nervous for this one given the amount of normal types on our team, but Theodore is able to do some good work on Toxicroak by using Earthquake. Passimian takes us out with close combat, but we're able to bring him back with Jerry's Revival Blessing. We don't really need it, luckily, since Bubbles managed to take care of things. Then we set up Belly Drum and clear out both Annihilate and Lucario. We're still taken down by the Starmobile, but Jigsaw is able to bulk up with a couple Swords Dances, which is all we need to squeak out a victory. Alright, with that out of the way, it's time for the final stretch, the Elite Four. I spent a bit of time getting some new moves for the team: Volt Switch for Raichu, Swords Dance for King Julian, Liquidation for Bubbles, Seed Bomb for Theodore, and leveled everyone up to about level 57 to 58. I also caught a Tandemaus so that nobody in the comments can say that I didn't. I named him Mousemellow before sentencing him to the PC for the foreseeable future. Now we take on the ultimate challenge. Let's do this. First up is Rika, who sends out Whiscash. That's to be expected, and with Seed Bomb on Theodore, we take it down quickly. Camerupt comes out, and while she hits us with the Yawn, we still take it out before Theodore goes sleepy time. After getting trampled by Donphan, I sent in Bubbles to raise hell. Oh? So, I wasn't anticipating this thing having Poison Jab, which does end up taking us out. My bad. Luckily, Jigsaw can tank an Earthquake to set up Swords Dance and then outspeed it to get the KO. Dugtrio goes down easy thanks to Woodhammer, and Clodsire? Oh, we do not talk about Clodsire. Just kidding, I whooped its non-existent Next! Okay, cool. Poppy time. A swift low kick from King Julian takes out her Copperaja before getting KO'd by Bronzong. But King Julian was merely a distraction. Jigsaw ends up becoming the MVP of this battle by one-shotting Bronzong with Shadow Sneak, eating up the HP of Magnezone with Drain Punch, and doing a number on Corviknight before going down. Jerry comes out next to body the big bird, and we finish off the battle with a close combat that sends Poppy crying to her mommy. 2 down! Oh, hello, Larry! Looks like we meet again! King Julian shines the brightest in this battle because after setting up some Swords Dances, he sweeps through Tropius, Oricorio, Altaria, and Flamigo. This is why they call you the king, baby. We're on a heck of a roll here, so I'm going into the Hassel battle quite confident. As is to be expected, Bubbles demolishes his Noivern, but is quickly taken down by Dragalge. I then sent in Raichu to paralyze it in order to buy an opportunity for Jigsaw to set up some Swords Dances. We only needed to set up 2 to give us 4 times attack, and even while being poisoned, sweep through the rest of Hassel's team. Easy peasy. However, things start to become complicated when it comes time to fight Geeta. I realize that not only are we super underleveled, but we also have no answer to her Go-Goat, and our team gets wiped pretty quickly. Clearly, I had to rethink our strategy here. So I lead with Bubbles because I know her as Pathra will take some time to set up Reflect. Perfect opportunity for a belly drop. Alright, good. Now just gotta get a quick Aqua Jet and... the rest of the battle is pretty downhill and ends in disaster. On my 3rd attempt, Bubbles manages to land the hit and take down his Pathra, but that darn Go-Goat is at it again with his shenanigans. We lose Bubbles and the rest of the team falls shortly after. It was at this moment I realized it didn't matter how far I've come. The obstacles my rats and I overcame, none of that. A rat could never be a Pokemon champion. That's all for now, folks. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and... Huh? Quinn? Cynthia? You're back? Quit being a little baby. Think about how far you've come. But it's really hard. I don't think I can do it. Remember, anyone can be a Pokemon champion. This game is designed for literal children. All right, let's do this. Geeta? Say your prayers. One last shot for all the marbles. I lead with Bubbles, who starts banging his chest, rearing to go. We land a speedy Aqua Jet and face Go-Goat with determination and... okay, no biggie. King Julian comes out next and takes Go-Goat down with a Gunk Shot. Next up is Avalugg, who I managed to poison and survive an Earthquake with 1 HP before going down next turn. Jerry comes out next and is able to clobber Avalugg and King Gambit. Next, I Volt Switch into Theodore to take down Veluza and Seed Bomb it to smithereens. Finally, Glamora comes out and lands a critical hit, taking Theodore down. So I brought out Jigsaw, who was immediately poisoned. We exchange blows before we both find ourselves in dire situations, but luckily, Jigsaw comes in clutch and Shadow Sneaks our way to victory. And with that, we've done it. With a team of rats, mice, and rodents of any kind, we have become the champion of Paldea. People told us we couldn't do it. They told us we were crazy. Just kidding, nobody actually asked for this challenge, but we did it anyway! Thank you so much for watching. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Till next time.